Hello, and welcome to That's Pretty Crafty.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, whoa. We got an
Greg,
extra.
we
Hey, it's
got an
Greg.
extra.
We have an extra friend today. Yay. Because we're talking about the Adventure Zone. And someone
Yeah,
might have seen that on Instagram and said, "Can I be a guest?" And I was like, "Yes, please be our guest."
it was so funny. I was in the middle of a
Guest,
meeting,
yeah, guest.
and Danny was like, "How do you feel about E being a part?" And I'm like, "God, you didn't have to ask."
Well, I didn't want to just like unilaterally say yes. But of course, yes.
But of course,
And a
yes.
popper.
Oh, I got two
Oh,
guests.
Special
hi.
appearance.
Aw.
Hello, baby.
So how we been
Thank
doing
you.
this week?
What a question.
Moving, thriving, staying in my lane.
You know, those are all reasonable things.
I'm about to give every single one of my coworkers the "I don't know, I just work here" sticker.
That's an option.
I'm gonna
You
hand
just-
those to every customer.
Oh, shit.
Aw.
What kind of pipe do I need to do such and such a thing? Do I look like I know?
If you tell me what kind of pipe it is, I can show you where it is in the store. Maybe.
Exactly. I mean, I realize I'm wearing the uniform of large box home improvement store, but
However.
that doesn't mean I know anything.
Oh my god. Everything is a mess.
Crack pipe, Craig.
So, oh my god.
That's the kind of pipe you need.
You'd be so angry. Well, so I went to the office today and it was just a lot of peopling, and I don't like peopling. So,
But now you're
oh
with
my
us,
God.
and we're going to be crafting and booking. No, smile, crafting and booking.
No.
is good.
No,
Crafty.
I'm at, so I had yarn barf.
Oh.
And I'm at the part where,
no.
like, the cake is too flimsy.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna wind it into a ball, but I can't find the end of it.
It's somewhere
Because
in the
yarn barf.
Oh no. Hi, Mom.
Hello, Danny's mom.
Hi, Danny's mom.
My lordy Lou.
Well, while you're finding yarn barf ends, you want to talk about what you've been reading lately?
Yes, so sorry. I just finished One of Us is Dead.
Okay.
Very good.
Which one?
I actually called it on this one, which made me happy because
Nice.
the last two books by this author, I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean it's not what I thought it was? Which is, oh God. Sorry, I need to put down the yard barf. It was a very good book. I really enjoyed it. Found out that the place it's based in is a real place in Atlanta. I
Fun.
didn't know that. So like I was like, oh yeah, they're talking about these hoity-toity rich bitches while I was talking to my friends who live in the area. And they're like, oh yeah, it sounds like Buckhead. And I went, oh, it is exactly Buckhead because that's where the book is.
Oh.
So they're like, oh. And I
Yeah,
went,
that's Buckhead.
I was like, this doesn't sound like a real place. Who would call a place Buckhead? You know?
The South.
Yeah, apparently. But yeah, there was surprise lesbians in that book, which I was not expecting, but I was like, oh, during Pride Month, we'll do. Hell yeah.
There we go.
And then I'm now, I'm only on like page 1. I started The Reappearance of Rachel Price.
Okay.
And it starts off as a documentary about the disappearance of Rachel Price. So I'm guessing this bitch is gonna reappear
One would
sometime in
think,
this book.
Given
Yeah.
the title.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's what I'm reading right now. What are you crafting and reading, Danny?
Well,
Oh yeah, I finished The Never Ending Scarf, but I don't have it beside me. Where is it?
Oh, the joys of yarn barf. You found an end.
I found the right end. I had found the other end, but it wasn't pulling from the center of the ball, and I didn't want to have to deal with it getting more tangled.
No.
So.
Well, I just finished today. Oops, I Ate a Vengeance Demon. And I'm going to give away the first little bit because it gives it away in like the copy that this vengeance demon is trapped in a banana, and the main character
Eats the banana?
Sandy, yep, she chooses to eat the banana because she's really tired of her shitty husband. And when she consumes the vengeance demon, she is now able to see. And see is with a capital S. And she sees all sorts of things that she wasn't able to see before. And
Is she aware that the banana contained a demon?
yes. Yes. It was a choice she made.
What the fuck?
There's a lot of other stuff going on with it that made her have that choice, and I don't want to give all that away because it's fun parts of the story. But on the back cover, it tells you, or on the copy that convinced me to download it, that she ate a vengeance demon that was trapped in a banana. And, but boy, it did my feminine raging heart good. Because the vengeance demon takes vengeance on men and bad men who are doing bad things, and does so by consuming them. She enjoys liver particularly, apparently. And yeah, it's a whole thing. And it was funny and ridiculous, and I just really, really liked it, and it's the first in the series, and I'm going to go ahead and buy the next in the series, because why not?
What is the next one's? Oops, I accidentally ate a lust demon and he's in an apple? What's happening?
No, she only eats one demon. The next one is Dancing with the Vengeance Demon.
Also, is it oops? She knew what she was doing.
Well, she knew what she was doing, but she didn't really know what she was getting into.
I'm just saying, also.
Because now she knows about all the other things that are in the world that she didn't really know about before. But anyway, I had so much fun. It was so ridiculous. It was last year, probably a little bit more than a year ago, that they did one of those Stuff Your Kindle days. And
Yes.
that was one of the options. And I'm like, this sounds absolutely ridiculous, but it's free, so I'm going to get it, and I'll get around to it eventually. And I read it, and I loved it. It was good. It was well written. It was funny. I really liked Sandy. She's a good character. Her friends are fun.
That's good.
One of her friends kind of
just
drove me up the wall, but she wasn't... We didn't have to deal with her too much relative to everything else in the book, so...
I'm just really surprised when it's oops, I ate a revenge demon?
Vengeance demon.
Okay, vengeance demon. But also not oops, because I totally knew this demon was in the banana.
Well,
so how the fuck did the demon get there?
The demon was in the banana.
Okay.
An exorcist of sorts trapped it there.
Of all the fucking places, you know what would be a great place to trap a demon?
The demon got trapped in a banana that was in a Tupperware container full of salt. So it was protected. And
was the banana wasn't peeled?
No, it was just like a regular banana. And Sandy was in the hospital, and the exorcist came and gave her the Tupperware with the banana covered in salt, said, in case you need it. And
this is
Sandy had a
2
moment.
out of 10 priest.
Well, the priest was just observing the exorcism. He didn't actually do it. It was a specialist.
But he knew.
Well, yeah. And he let the exorcist take the banana because what is he gonna do?
No, but the exorcist knew. He's bad at his job. Bad.
Oh, no, she is very good at her job.
I'm just...
And she kept the vengeance demon just in case. And I guess decided that... Anyway, I highly recommend it. I gave it 5 stars. It was so good.
There's a lot of things that make my brain go, but why? But also does sound like something I would fucking read. So
oh yeah, I feel like this is one that you would enjoy. It was just good. It was good and it was fun, and it wasn't super lighthearted, but it had enough lighthearted moments that it didn't feel like super deep and angry all the time. So, it may be an audiobook.
Honey,
I will find it for you, Greg.
Definitely an audiobook, Greg.
I mean, it's available on Kindle Unlimited, so
I found out that One of Us is Dead is also an audiobook, but it's from the perspective of 5 different women, and they got 5 different women to be each character.
oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I like when they do that sort of thing.
I want DB to read it to me with commentary and opinions. Patreon.
Ooh, things to think about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the most recent read, other than today's book.
Oh yeah.
So I've started rereading the graphic novel of The Adventure Zone. I got to like chapter 4 or 5, something like that. What is this number
Instead
here?
of just sitting here and watching like I'm
Chapter 5.
part of the audience, I'm gonna go put my project in the Cricut machine.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to talk about the thing that I finished crafty wise.
Hold on. What did Greg? I don't know what that is.
MST3K, Mystery
Yeah.
Science Theater 3000.
Oh yes.
Okay,
Too
okay,
many
I had a moment.
acronyms. I haven't watched that in a very long time,
Okay.
and I've only watched like the recent version
Okay.
of it.
Oh, we got to get you on
Um,
some of those classics.
Okay. But yeah, I would do that. Listen.
So, for crafting, I don't see him in chat, but hey, Josh, if you happen to be watching, go away, because this is going to be a surprise. You're not supposed to see these. I'm
Who
going
the
to...
hell is Josh?
My friend from my Monday night stream.
You have other friends? No,
I
I'm
do.
just kidding.
Only a couple, though. But
That bullshit, Danny. Only a couple, my freaking ass.
Only a couple that I actually see in person, occasionally. I've seen you in person more than I've seen him in person, so... In any case, Josh, if you're here, turn her away.
Yeah, Josh, get out.
I have had this idea percolating in my head probably for about a year. And I didn't know how to get it out. And then last week, I had an epiphany in the car on my way to work and suddenly knew how to design it. And so I have made an axolotl.
Little baby.
I love it.
And I made another one because I did it as a design, and so I had to test the design. And so this one is all done with Fantasy Fiber Arts yarn.
Ooh.
And he's got a floofy tail, and he's got his little face fronds, and he's got little toes and a little smile, and I love him so much.
Is this the friend that I drew their character in chibi form?
Yes. Yeah, you drew for
Okay.
that whole campaign. So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll make a difference to your design, but I did recently learn that axolotls have 4 toes on their front feet and 5 toes on their back feet.
I did that. I did 4 on the front and 5 on the back. Because I had
Yeah.
seen that.
We love an accurate axolotl.
Yes, an accurate axolotl. I mean, the smile's probably not all that accurate, but he is so cute. And I love him. And
So cute.
I was telling my local yarn shop owner about the design when I was in there on Saturday, because I bought this yarn specifically because I wanted axolotl colors. And she's like, will you teach a class on that when you're done? I'm like, yes, I will. So I think we're going to have like kits and classes for axolotls.
Ooh.
But
yeah.
if anyone wants to test knit, hit me up. He takes 10 grams of fingering in the main color and like 2 grams of the contrast color and about 2 grams of mohair.
Do you have to use mohair?
That's how you get the super floofiness.
Okay.
You could try it without. I don't know how it'll look.
Okay.
I would use like a lace weight yarn. Yeah. But no, I'd use like a lace weight maybe rather than a fingering because you want the contrast of like the more flimsy tail. Flimsy? That's not the word I want. Transparent?
Yeah.
Membranous?
Sure.
That's a weird word. Membranous.
Yeah, I understand.
Flippity floppity.
Yes. You want the little of it.
This whole stream is going to be me winding this ding dang ball.
And that's okay. E, have you been working on stuff and reading stuff?
I finished my little mesh bag that I was making to hold my new over-ear headphones. Nice. That will be shown tomorrow on the Crits and Knits Insta.
Yeah.
I started a new secret project
Ooh.
and made some good headway on that today.
I almost asked what the secret project is, as if I fucking don't know.
As if I tell you, because it's a secret. And then I'm working on what's being cut out right now on the Cricut machine.
Ooh.
I've been listening to the audiobook of Teach the Torches to Burn, which is a remix of Romeo and Juliet. It's by the same, it's not the same author, but it's like the same series of books as the remix of Pride and Prejudice that I finished recently. Except this one is Romeo and Juliet, except Romeo likes boys. And he has a crush on Mercutio's brother.
Ooh. Like, that complicates life.
This does.
Usually does.
I mean, I
listen to audiobooks as I fall asleep, and I've been so tired from work that I'm like not making progress because I'm like, okay, I'll put my audiobook on.
Yeah, that happens.
Mood. That's usually what happens with the redacted reports. Every now and then I'll go back and just listen, but then weird dreams start to happen, and I'm like, maybe I should stop doing this.
Maybe not the thing to fall asleep to.
Their voices are just so nice.
They are. But that's why I've just purchased a couple of audiobooks narrated by one of them and just to have that as a thing to fall asleep to.
Listen, I would fall asleep to the screams of the damned.
I have to fall asleep to something that I'm really familiar with because otherwise it's interesting and I stay awake until it's done. And that's a problem.
That's fair. I'll listen to Game Grumps playing horror games.
Okay.
Falling asleep to horror movies.
Sounds about right.
Was very funny when I had a roommate.
That's on brand for you.
Yeah.
My roommate in college, we were watching the first Scream movie and I fell asleep. And she was like, "How did you do that?" And I went, "It's not scary. I'm desensitized."
Our mutual friend college roommate or your other college roommate?
Mutual.
Or yet another one?
No, I only had a few. No, mutual one while you were going to school as well. I don't talk to her anymore.
Nobody really does. She kind of dropped off the face of the earth, which makes me sad.
Aw.
I think we're talking about two different people.
Was this person also my roommate at one point?
No.
Oh, then yeah, we're talking about two different people.
But she was that person's roommate as well.
Oh, yeah, I never met that person, I don't think.
Yes, you did.
I did?
Starts with a K.
Yeah, that would be the other one.
Yeah, she wasn't.
The fourth one I never met.
No. This is the one that I moved into my dorm while you were still living at the school.
The little one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I met her. I didn't meet the one that was roommates with my former roommate.
One of them was a roommate of your former roommate.
Okay, whatever. We'll figure it out off stream.
Yeah, say we'll talk about that off stream where we can use real names.
We're so...
So, today we are talking about, I think we've mentioned it already a couple of times, the Adventure Zone. We're talking about just the first arc, the Here There Be Gerblins. That's the first 6 episodes of the podcast and the first book of their graphic novels. And I am wearing my Abraca Fuck You shirt to go with the whole theme today. Yeah, they're on like 7 now or something.
Yeah, I haven't pre-ordered. I pre-ordered it like as soon as it was available to be pre-ordered. So
I have only ever purchased the first one.
I own the first all 2 of the as thus published so far.
I find graphic novels are challenging for me still.
It's fair.
It's just not a passion in which my mind wants to read things, and that's okay. It just means that it takes me a little bit longer. And
I used to read a lot of manga, so they usually don't take me that long.
Although I have discovered that well, I guess Comixology isn't a thing anymore, but Kindle.
It's not?
No, the app itself is discontinued. But the functionality works through Kindle. So you just have to read through Kindle for that stuff.
It is.
But the way they do the panels, so you can jump from panel to panel, it sort of enlarges it and shows you just one at a time. I find that is helpful for me to like actually be able to read comics. I think it helps me focus a little better.
Sure.
I think I'm going to regret not having more.
It didn't take me the whole stream. I got it done.
Look at that.
It is a kick.
You have a kick.
A ball.
I like it.
Not even the one I needed.
So,
I'm a child.
Before we start talking about the podcast and the book and all of that, what are we all playing with tonight? What are we working on? Since we're not doing a specific craft.
Sure. I am working on the color shift Afghan.
Nice.
Which part of it is here. Part of it is here. I just finished another square, so I just finished this one. So I'm moving on to the next one, and I had to wind the yarn for the like, I guess it's salmon, I don't know, this like pinky orange color, because it was getting all flappy.
As it does.
I'm sure I'm gonna have to do the same with these other ones too, but I don't want to do it yet. Okay. They're not as flappy yet.
Yeah, if they're cooperating, let them keep cooperating.
Ah, shit.
Or not.
Well, Past Deebles did a thing.
I love when Past Me has done shit.
Yeah. Well, Past Me did the thing where, oh, I have all of this, let's just wrap it around the cake. Makes sense. Why wouldn't you do that? But I started pulling from the center thinking that, oh, I just shoved my end back in there. No.
Oh.
I'm working on a couple of water bottle stickers. One for me, one for Deebs.
Nice.
I'm worried. I cut Deebs' first, and I'm worried that the font we selected may be too fiddly for the machine to reproduce accurately. But we'll see what happens. I may have to go with the other font.
That's okay.
Same layout, different font.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, okay, great. That wasn't that bad. Yes.
Shit.
No.
It's okay.
I mean, listen. I am just happy to have a sticker that says what my heart feels.
The one for me, the very bottom of the design fell off the edge of the vinyl.
Oh no!
Boo.
Ah.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, it like came off
Oh.
just a smidgen, but I can't. The way it is designed, I can just recut that part and just stick it on. It'll be
Oh,
fine.
okay.
No one will know except me and you guys and the internet.
And the internet who's watching.
Everyone will know.
Well, I am working on my
Oh
dice
my
tower
god.
again because
Hell yeah.
I keep stopping. I really want to eventually have it finished and functional so that I can, use it. Because it is pretty cool.
I should also work on mine, but I picked questionable colors.
Well, I'm doing some dry brushing to try and get some detail. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever going to be quite happy with it and be quite finished with it, but that's fine.
Perfect is the enemy of good.
Yep. And really, it's just being used to roll dice. It doesn't have to be perfect. And the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm thinking, maybe I don't want to be dry brushing this color. Maybe I just want to replace that weird orange shade with this more hay-like color for the thatched roof.
Hmm.
And then do like other colors for the shading. Because this color is already way better than that terrible orange.
Well, I can do DVs, but I don't have enough transfer paper to do mine, I don't think. Well, maybe I do. I don't know.
If you're careful with it, you can reuse transfer paper, right?
This stuff I've tried reusing and it kinda sucks ass.
Oh, that's always disappointing.
That's what I get for being a cheapskate.
Yeah, that happens. I also have
We've all
done
been
the
there.
cheap transfer tapes and it's okay though.
I need a hard surface.
So, Adventure Zone. DB, have you seen Adventure Zone live at all?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, give me just a second.
I ask hard questions while you're counting. At least I'm not telling you all the numbers I know, as I wait for Greg to pop in with all the numbers he knows. Because Greg does know a lot of numbers. And he's always happy to tell us about the numbers he knows.
Not a surface.
Oh. Why did my brain do that? Hold on.
Because brains be braining. But you've been to an Adventure Zone recording, yes?
I've been to 2 Adventure Zones.
Nice.
I was able to attend their one in Seattle last year because it was close enough that I could go without it being a whole freaking ordeal.
Nice.
And I was also able to attend their most recent one in the area, which was the Adventure Zone versus the Great Gatsby.
Ooh,
Oh.
that sounds entertaining.
It was. It was. There was a little bit more audience participation than I or the boys would prefer,
Oh dear.
but that's the risk you run, I suppose.
Yeah.
What sort of audience participation are we talking? Like just people being problems, or
No, there was somebody up in the balcony who there's a part with a car, and they shouted out airbags, and Griffin was like, "What?" And they're like, "Airbags," and he's like, "I got it, thanks." Sorry, there's a phone right next to me. And then later, I'm pretty sure it was the same person corrected Griffin on Lady. What's her name? Anyway, Justin's character's pronouns, because he kept using he, him for the character. The character is she, her.
Gotcha.
Which, like, yeah, I get it, but also let them do their thing.
I mean, sometimes when you're looking at someone and you identify that human with a particular set of pronouns and they're playing a character with different pronouns, sometimes your brain just says, I'm talking about the person in front of me, and forgets that
this is my brother Justin in a dress.
Yeah.
My brother Justin, who has used he, him pronouns for the entirety of his life that I have known him, and I forgot sometimes that he plays a person who is not him.
Yeah, I mean, it happens at D&D all the time. I have a friend right now playing a character named Chaz, and we'll often say she when we mean Chaz, but this person is a woman. Like, it happens.
It's just a thing, unfortunately, that happens with your brain when you are looking at someone who is playing a different or gender than
what they identify.
I gotta go with the bad light, guys. Sorry.
It's okay. So no, I have not seen Taz live. I went and saw Mabim Bam live.
Okay.
That's how I kind of became friends with the Goose Network.
I think I remember hearing that story once.
Yeah, I went to a con that they were at and it was very funny. I talked to Dustin. Dustin and I had a very awkward encounter, so I ghosted them the rest of they didn't even know what I looked like, and I was like, oh yeah, here's some pictures, and they went, what? And I went, yeah. So when my brother and me came to the city that the Goose lives in, I went and I was like, it's really hard to hide from people.
Megan's working on a task cross stitch for a show. Love it.
Oh, they'll love that.
I'm very excited to hear more about this. Tell us more. Post pictures on our Discord, etc., etc. Because we love seeing other people's crafts, man. I want to say it was 2016, 17, 18, somewhere in there. It was before the pandemic.
The before times.
The before times. That they did a Taz not quite associated with Dragon Con. Like, it was the same timing as Dragon Con, but it wasn't...
Not an officially sanctioned Dragon Con event?
It was not an officially sanctioned Dragon Con event. It was at, like, a theater, not at any of the Dragon Con hotels. It was, like, a ways off. But it was that weekend. And, Jim and I went, got hotel just, like, down the street from the event center, and made a whole, like, weekend of it. And it was pretty cool. We enjoyed it.
That's how I went and saw Critical Role.
Nice.
Yeah, I like an Adventure Zone live. The one that was in Tacoma most recently had ASL interpreters, and if I'm honest, I watched the interpreters more than the boys.
Oh yeah, ASL interpreters are awesome. I mean, I guess not all of them, but most of the ones that I've seen. Yeah.
I took ASL in high school, so I know a little bit, but it was really fun to watch. With the current characters, Clint's characters in the body of Pinocchio right now, and so they all dressed up as their characters for the live show, and he has this Pinocchio nose gag where he can, like, make it extend, and he loves that thing.
Yeah, that sounds about right. They do, but like
yeah, Here There Be Gerblins. They do love their gags. Here There Be Gerblins. I was I don't remember how I came to listen to it. I think I listened to Mabim Bam first, and then I think a former friend of mine was like, "Oh, I really want to listen to the Adventure Zone," and I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm already into Critical Role. I don't know if I can handle
Another.
two different D&D things." Um, but at the time, we worked in a room together. It wasn't an office. It was like a small work environment where we were away from customers, so we could listen to our own audio
Right.
if we so chose. So we listened to like the first arc together, and then something happened and he got behind, and I was like, okay, fuck you, and continued listening to it on my own. And I don't think he ever did finish it. And now I don't care because he's not my friend anymore.
That's a mood. I was introduced to the Adventure Zone when I moved to Ohio. One of my coworkers from my old job introduced me to that and to Critical Role at the same time. It took me a hot minute to get into Taz because of the audio issues in that first episode.
Yeah. That first one is a challenge. I'm glad they released the 1.5 version.
Mm-hmm.
That is much more edited.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot they did that.
Yeah, it's a very good thing because that first one was kind of
calling
rough.
you? You're so popular.
Not even for me, it's for my mom. We're trying to get some trees taken down, so she called a whole bunch of arborists for quotes, and it's probably all the arborists calling her back.
Oh.
Nice.
Guys, sorry.
It's okay. We've dealt with far worse.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
honestly can't remember.
Pray for me, I'm weeding.
Oh, you can do this. You got it. I don't remember how I got into the Adventure Zone. I know that it was close to the end of Balance when I got into it. I think it was my roommates at the time. I think they were into it and got me into it. But honestly, I don't remember. It's been a while. But I enjoyed it. Yeah, the first episode definitely had some audio things going on.
It happens.
It does. And yeah, but it got better.
Oh yeah.
Aww.
And since they've been able to have their like own specific editor rather than Griffin having to do everything,
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
quality across the board has increased.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just means that they have time to focus on other things too.
Like the story.
Like the story, live shows,
The music, the merch.
yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot more to it than there was to start.
Oh yeah. I want to get back into it, but after the second arc, I just couldn't.
Which was the second one?
The Monster of the Week one.
Okay. Yeah, that was.
Well, and I got TTRPG'd out. Like I don't.
Yeah, that was
watch
a bad
any
time.
now. Yeah.
I'm really enjoying Taz versus Dracula. I will
Really?
say that. Yes.
Maybe I'll jump into that one.
I think you would like it.
Well, I do love me some vampires.
I mean, that alone is a good starting point.
Yeah.
It's not just vampires, it's like all the old monsters, and it's just fun.
Okay.
And my personal favorite DM is Griffin, so
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I've definitely enjoyed his stuff more.
Hmm.
Which is not to say the others are bad. It's just I prefer Gryffindor.
No.
No, yeah, no.
Yeah, I totally decided to stop the dry brushing and just paint over with this better color. And then I'll dry brush again later. I just have to let more paint dry.
Fair enough.
I'm never going to finish this thing because I just keep changing my mind about the colors.
That's okay.
No, the comma. Gotta be grammatically correct for DB.
You don't have to do that.
Well, I did it now. Fixed it.
Oh, I'm just noticing the berry blue jeans. I love that.
I'm so excited to see this.
When I went to the show in Seattle, there was somebody dressed as the Voidfish, and it was most excellent.
Ooh,
Really?
that
Yeah,
sounds
they
fun.
had like this big headdress on.
Oh, bless.
Fun fact: when you buy cheap paint,
Mm-hmm.
you get poor quality paint that dries out. And
What?
I know.
Yeah,
Apparently, you
when you
just
buy
can't keep using
vinyl
it.
at the Dollar Tree, it don't work so good
Ah, yes. I've also discovered that.
for little fiddly things. Like big things, no problem. Big little fiddly things, bad.
Oh, back.
I have a lot of colors of brown.
We have talked nothing about this book.
Okay, well, let's talk about the book
Yeah,
specifically.
let's talk about the story a little bit. Like, we have talked about Taz in general. Now, I'm sorry
Right.
that
Yeah.
I didn't mean it as like a bad thing. We always do this, especially if we really enjoy whatever we've listened to. We're like, yeah, it was good, and then we just
And
like
that's
go
it.
off
It was
on
good.
other things. Yeah.
It was fine.
I enjoy Casey Peach's art style.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you guys, I don't know if you guys were like in the fandom at the time, but do you remember the big controversy that happened over making Taco blue?
No. There was.
Oh my god, it was so stupid. There's a video on YouTube by Sarah Zed where she touches on it. It's her McElroy video. Somebody made up that there was a racial stereotype against Jewish people by portraying them with blue skin or something like that. And so like everybody like flipped out like the internet does, and they had to like issue an apology about it. They were like, we're sorry. It might have been green. I think they initially made Taco green and then they changed him to blue.
Wow.
And it was something like that. But they like issued an apology and they're like, we don't want to, step on anybody's toes or hurt anybody's feelings. We'll make changes. But like it turns out that it was like not even a real thing. And it was just like this blown out of proportion. I don't want to say witch hunt, but
Yeah. An overreaction for absolutely no fucking
there
reason.
we go. Yeah. No gray areas on the internet.
Yeah. That sucks.
Is Taco a specific kind of elf?
I want to say high elf.
I
Okay.
think that's what I listened to this morning is high elf.
Okay, he's not like a moon elf or anything like that.
Not to my recollection.
Okay. The only reason why I ask is because like usually moon elves have that like
That
bluish
purpley blue.
skin. Yeah, but also it's fucking
They
his
had
character.
they had a very tough line to walk because if they made him, I've seen him portrayed as being brown, but there's
yeah.
a lot of
You have to be
There's a lot of
considerate.
something, yeah, because you don't really want a person of a certain hue being called Taco, who's on the
Correct.
search to create
The
tacos.
perfect taco, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And to their credit, they were very conscious of that.
Oh, definitely. And I assumed that there was a lot of thought into that as well. Um, I wasn't sure if Taco was like a moon elf or something like that.
No, not that I recall.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I
I
think
was
it
just
was just
wondering.
high elf.
Okay. I fucking love Taco. Taco is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, Taco's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I have to say I'm a sucker for the voice. It's a horrible, horrible voice, but I love it because
It
it
was a
is a
commitment.
fucking character voice, and it was a choice that was
Yeah.
made and stuck with. And
Has
so
It just
many of
fits.
us just like drop stuff like that.
has Clint gotten better about character voices in new
Yes.
seasons? Thank God. Love that man to death.
However,
But however, he's
that
a
was not
funny
his
man.
strong suit at the beginning.
No, that's fine. Like,
There's
listen, I
nothing
don't
wrong with having a character that just has your voice.
exactly. What the fuck?
Lots of us do that.
Yeah, lots of us have to because we're not Garundu. The many voices of Garundu.
So many.
Honestly, he could probably do all of Rule for Weird by himself.
Little tangent. I am super excited to be playing some Roll for Weird characters this weekend.
Oh. Oh, Danny.
Oh.
I forgot that you were doing
And you're like,
Meme
oh
of the
shit,
Month.
what did I agree to?
And I went, what did I do?
What am I doing? What did I forget? No, we are doing a meme of the month set in
Yeah,
set
it's
in a
Meme of the
Denny's.
Month. As long as it's not a Cracker Barrel.
It's not a Cracker Barrel. The meme that we're using is that Dionysus, Denny's is short for Dionysus, or it's derived from the same name as Dionysus. So of course, the
Time to party at the Denny's.
Denny's is going to have weird shit going on. And yeah, the people who were free to play were all Roll for Weird players.
My friend and I recently went to Applebee's, and the only thing I could ever think of was Roll for Weird. Applebee's is one of my go-tos because I like their cocktails. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm right there with you. I was just there the other day too.
No.
Popper,
but
Popper has
parent.
opinions.
Weaving in some in so I don't have to do it later.
Smart plan. It was fun weaving in all the ends of this stuffed toy. Actually, it wasn't bad.
I
found a way to like disguise them as I went, which was nice.
I'm very excited for the one that we talked about for last time. On
yeah.
Crits and Knits. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been working on that one too.
I've wound the rest of my yarn for the never-ending scarf that is now done.
It has ended. Yay!
It has ended after 14 balls of yarn.
And there was much rejoicing.
3 freaking years.
Which is exciting.
It's exciting. And now I can get another. Another! What happened there? Did I drop a stitch? No. It just looks like it wasn't very tight right there. Shit. Or did I? What the fuck?
So I enjoyed the way this graphic novel is done, where it's very meta. They don't take themselves seriously at all. The fourth wall just might as well not exist.
It's true.
Like there's a little DM Griffin in the corner half the time explaining things.
Oh yeah.
But I like that. I thought that was a fun little touch.
Well, it keeps him in the story too.
It does.
Is what I liked about it. Oof.
Yes, sorry, the dog's done barking. Yeah, no, I enjoyed that as a storytelling element as well, because I think it would have been, I don't think it would have worked without it, because Griffin adds so much to the story through his narration and asides.
Oh, for fuck.
Yeah, and they kept so many of the asides from the show, from the podcast showing up, which was fun.
I remember being absolutely hysterical that in the background of one of the scenes there's a little advertisement for me loincloths.
Yes.
Instead of me undies. Alright, Deeds, your sticker's done.
Yay!
Yay!
Now to put it on a water bottle that I won't take to work.
I mean, let them know how much you hate it. It's fine.
Well, I'm hoping to have a new job soon, and I don't need that job thinking that that's how I feel.
Oh, I'm sure they'll realize that it's from the previous one.
Turn off my blur so I can show you.
Yes!
I like it.
Yeah.
That's the reverse of it. That's what I peeled off.
Oh, yeah. The font actually turned out really well.
Yeah, it lost the little drippy details, but...
Oh, yeah. That's okay.
It still looks spoopy.
If your
That's the
job
important
makes
part.
you want to cry, do it on company time.
Yep.
The next one, which is a saying that I have been saying at work for years now, that I may commission you, is I don't know, I just work here.
With some sparkles.
Yeah.
Sparkles make everything better.
Well, I don't know, I just work here. Because, like, people used to ask me questions all the time, and I'd be like, I don't know.
My go-to response is usually, they don't pay me enough to know the answer to that question.
Bless.
Yeah.
Especially at my new place of work.
Yep.
Here.
I know what I did.
Ziggy. No.
But parent, I think I forgot to do the loop over thing. That's why this is weird. Oh no, I did. So what the fuck happened?
Magic. Because you're a wizard.
I'm not a wizard. I think I messed something up. Do I care? Yes. This isn't for me.
Here's the question. Is the other person going to notice?
It might throw off the design is the other thing.
Okay.
So I think I need to go back and look at what I did. Say goodbye.
I should probably have better lighting than this.
Oh my god, I have a 4-day weekend next week.
Nice.
I'm gonna edit some podcasts.
Ooh. That should be fun times.
I hope so.
I mean, it's been a while since you've done like a big chunk, right? So
Yeah,
you should be
it
feeling not
has.
too burned out.
You would think.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna do that next weekend, I think. And then I have to start writing
yeah.
because I owe Danny something.
I also owe me something.
You were supposed to yell at me, Danny. You didn't do it.
I forgot because I did not yell at me either.
Okay, well, I guess I'll forgive you this time.
And there are a couple of other people that I was supposed to yell at, and I completely forgot because I got busy making an axolotl.
You know what? When your hyper focus turns into something else, I get it.
I mean, when your hyper focus turns into something that cute,
Your hyper focus turns into an axolotl.
I feel like I need to put that on a shirt.
I did that correct. So why does it feel weird? It's probably just maybe because I didn't knit correctly. I don't care.
Do the next row and see how it looks.
Just, I hate pulling things out.
I get that feeling. I
That'll be
reknit that
fine.
axolotl head so many times. Because in a vaguely flesh tone, if you make it the wrong shape, it's a problem.
Looks like a peen.
Yep.
I'll say it. I know your mom's here. She knows how vulgar I am. Unless she sees me in person and I don't curse at all. I am late to this party. Did Danny paint a dice tower? Danny has been painting a dice tower for a while.
Tower.
Yeah.
I've been working on it for quite some time. And,
Several years now.
I'm trying to get the darn thing done because I want to be able to use it. And I'm starting to realize that I don't have to be perfect. I just have to be better than it is now because not all of the plastic is covered yet. So I've got to like get all the surfaces covered in paint, but
Yeah.
I am recognizing that I am not
Love you too, Danny's mom.
the one that I watch on YouTube all the time. What is her name?
I don't know what's her name.
She's the Swedish or Norwegian one. Starts with Skera Begera every time, and
I have no idea
she's
what
got
we're talking about.
pink or purple hair and is always making really cool things. Made a coffee maker that was like a castle and stuff.
Ooh.
I will Nerd Forge.
Oh, nice.
If you have not seen Nerd Forge, you should check her out.
I have not.
But yeah, it's a fun channel, but she is very good at what she does with the painting and stuff. Well, I am good at the stuff that I do all the time. I am not good at the painting like she is because I don't do the painting all the time. And I need to make sure that I'm remembering that and not trying to beat myself up for not being as good as someone who does this all the time.
Hey, Lady Bedivere, what are you procrastinating on? Is it something you can talk about?
And if it's not, it's okay. Lots of us have
Oh,
secret
yeah.
projects. So
Do I have a secret project? It might be redacted reports related. Fair enough. Secret stuff.
gotcha.
Secrets. Yeah. Need to make more fish head art.
Yes, please.
You guys are so funny. Insert Fox press against the glass. Soon. We'll see. I did so many of them for the first calendar that like kind of got burnt out.
Yeah, that does happen. happen, unfortunately.
Yeah. I also have to think about like what event I could do and all that jazz.
Okay, I have to let some things dry before I can dry brush over the wet, because that's how paint works. But now I'm going to get in a finer detailed brush, see if I can't make some of this work. So where were we? We were talking about Adventure Zone stuff. So I did.
The dog has been taken away.
can be vocal again. Yay!
I can be vocal again without blasting everyone's eardrums.
Yeah, we understand how pets be. So
yeah, reactive dogs.
Yeah. Last night we had some random kids knock on our door asking for donations for something for the high school. I'm like, okay, no.
This late in the year?
Well, that was also what I was thinking is, aren't you done school? Are you really doing school stuff, or are you just like kids hoping to get money from people?
It depends on what they're a part of, because like some sports things do things during the summer.
That's true.
Suppose, yeah.
Yeah, like the place that I live, their football will do like mulch work.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Our local school used to do like a coupon book with local businesses, but that went away a long time ago.
Like I support all my coworkers' kids.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband's school. I don't feel the need to support even more schools.
That is fair.
I think I might be able to make this work, because the bottom of my sticker is like a drippy skeleton, and what got cut off is just the very ends of some drips, and I'm thinking if I just like trim them, 3 round them, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
No one will know.
We like that.
Me and the internet.
You, the internet, Danny, and I. I will be right back.
Sure.
Does anyone know the science behind why we stick our tongues out when we're doing fine work?
Yes. It's like, it's just a human thing. I took an anthropology class in college, and it's been about 10 years, so I don't remember all the deets. Actually, it's been more like 12 years, so I don't remember all the deets, but it has to do with language somehow. It's like the language center of your brain like lights up when you do that or something, but like all people of all languages do it.
Huh. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that. I like knowing that I'm not alone in doing weird shit sometimes.
Nope, it is just a human thing. When you saw Taz, was it in like a big theater or like an auditorium?
Yeah, it was a theater. Like full on theater with the fancy red chairs and all.
The most recent one I attended was like that. It's a historical theater. The first one I attended was, they call it a theater, but it was more like an event center, I think.
Okay.
And I don't recall who they said had played there last night, but it was somebody pretty big, like Rihanna or something. And I was like, yeah, Rihanna was here last night.
Okay. That's cool.
It was right next to the big football field, or football, baseball, some sports field in Seattle, of which there are several, but so
Right.
it doesn't narrow it down. But yeah, so it was an odd little venue, but it worked out. The way it was set up was like there was the little stage where the guys were, and then there were like three sections of like folding chairs, and then like bleacher risers at the back,
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
like, okay. But yeah, the most recent one I attended was in like a proper historic theater that I had actually been to before to see my junior high school band teacher perform with his outside of work band.
Oh, cool. Some of this is going to have to wait until I can have better lighting.
That is a big old mood.
Because, of course, for a stream, I'm trying to light myself from the front so that I show up
Yeah.
on camera.
Just do what I do and don't give a shit.
If I didn't have like a designated streaming space set up at this point, I wouldn't. But because I've already set this up, I'm just like, I don't have to like pay attention to anything. I just turn on the setup. But
Yeah.
that means that my light is over there, which is not so good for staring at the fine work in front of me.
Don't you have an above light for your overhead cam?
I do not. When I use the overhead cam, it's actually just my iPhone.
Oh. And what do you know? These are really good scissors, by the way. They're by Fiskars.
Oh, I love Fiskars. They
And they
make
came with like a
such
little
good scissors.
sharpener thing, and we've had these for probably 20 years, and they're great.
Danny, so I just remembered that we were supposed to remind you to do something last week, and I don't know if we did after stream. Did you raid out?
I did not.
We had one job.
That's okay. We all forgot.
So funny.
We'll try next time.
Uh-huh. Sorry. Jesus.
We're keeping you up past your bedtime.
No, it's just been a long day. Been awake since 5 o'clock, so.
Ew. Yeah, I saw you were up early because I was up early because I had to let the dog out, and I was like, "Oh, let's check the Discord." And
there was Discord happening.
I commented on some, and then DB replied almost immediately, and I was like, "Excuse, why aren't you sleeping?" And then I was like, "Well, I suppose the same could be said for me." So
there is nothing better than a nice pair of scissors. I have been using. Where'd they go? Oh God, there they are. These like little seahorse ones.
Oh, they're so cute.
I think I picked them up at some sort of. It may have been Hank's, actually.
Yeah, that sounds like the right sort of place.
They are literally only used for snip and yarn. I am not good with scissors. I will use my scissors for whatever, but not these.
Yeah.
Long ago, in the just post 9/11 days.
Oh God.
I got myself one of those like little cutter things that you could put on a keychain or a necklace or whatever, specifically for yarn. And that is still my go-to unless it's something fiddly.
Oh.
Because that was the days when they had just again allowed knitting needles on airplanes.
Yes.
And I wasn't doing much traveling at the time, but I thought, well, this will be an investment.
Yep.
Little fifth grade E was like, I will invest in this thing.
I love that.
Right. My sticker is finished.
Hell yeah.
It says, hydrate or dihydrate.
Bitch.
Nice.
I thought about I searched up stickers so I didn't have to do my own. And I was like, I have a Cricut machine. I can't do my own. And I have a graphic design degree that's collecting dust, so I can do my own. And there were a lot of designs that were hydrate or dye straight. And I'm like, I kinda, but also I don't want to.
Yeah.
Have
Yes,
that
Greg.
Customers to see. Yes, Greg. And you know what's weird is I was in 5th grade when 9/11 happened, and my mom was in 5th grade when JFK was shot.
Oh, that's a
5th grade.
traumatizing age, I guess.
4th grade when 9/11 happened.
I was in the last year of my degree.
It's fine, Danny.
It was the first day of that year of classes.
Oof.
Because I woke up ready to
start.
Go to class. Well, Canada. We'd start later in the year than you all.
We love question mark a weird
Pacific.
Historical parallel.
Yeah.
Or at least appreciate. That might be
better phraseology.
Yeah.
Done with my craft, you guys.
Yay!
I didn't bring an additional craft.
That's okay.
How stupid. Yeah, the big thing in 4th grade for me was there was an earthquake during book reports.
I don't think I had any major events in those years that I can recall.
9/11 was kind of a big deal despite me being on the West Coast because I lived near a military base and my dad worked on the military base as a civil servant. And so there was a lot of kids who didn't come to school that day, partially because it was like we'd gotten the news before school started.
Yeah.
And so we lucked out and didn't have teachers roll TVs into the classroom and traumatize us all for life.
That's good.
But a lot of kids' parents were in the military, so they were like, well, we're not going to go to work because we could be next.
Yep.
And like, we didn't know what was going on with my dad all day because this was before, like, he still doesn't have a cell phone, but really before cell phones were a huge thing, and you definitely couldn't have them on base.
Yeah. I was a part of the people that they rolled TVs in and traumatized, and then kept getting traumatized because it was on the news for like
weeks,
days on end. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I was working on base.
I did hate that teacher, but I will say he did not traumatize us with that.
Good.
With that.
He did return a test to a student that he had a nosebleed on, and I'm like,
that's a choice.
Gross.
Yeah, like, I get it. You had a nosebleed while you were grading it. Maybe cut off the portion with the blood on it.
Yeah. Or just hand him a piece of paper that says his grade and not the bloody test
sorry,
at all.
Your test got ruined.
Yeah.
You got an A.
Yeah.
What a silly bitch.
Ooh, dang, Greg, that's rough.
Yeah.
Oof.
Anyway, the Adventure Zone. This is not the 9/11 trauma cast.
Nope.
Not yet. Yeah.
I'm still here. Just putting away my Cricut.
Oh, you're fine.
That's okay.
I am distracted and let you be. Many twists and turns. We're not talking about 9/11 anymore.
No, I am paying close attention to my freaking painting here. I,
Yeah.
I feel like I need to turn things more upside down to get to where I need to.
Oh, I will show you guys my very fancy Cricut tool holder. It's a box for Dr.
Ooh.
Scholl's insoles.
You know, whatever works, man.
Recycle, baby.
I'm just a sucker for like little boxes and little containers and things.
Especially if I don't lose them every time I put something in them.
I mean, a good box is a good box. And anyone who doesn't love a good box is no friend of mine.
Wrong? Been zoning in and out. So IDK, if you already said this, but on the note of Tez, who is
Ooh.
everyone's favorite character from Balance?
We have not talked about that
We have not
specifically.
talked about that.
Give that a thunk.
I mean, there's a lot
I do
of
love
good-
Taco. But I actually really enjoyed all of the characters. I don't think there's a single character in that campaign that I was like, God, I hate this person. We do love the Void Fish, though.
Oh yes, the Voidfish was fantastic.
Yeah, look, I'm blurry. There we go. Yeah, Voidfish was good. I liked Angus.
Angus was fun, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like Davenport.
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 Yeah, that I hate to say it, but Balance was the best. What?
No, it really was.
Yeah. And overall, it had
have
so
not
many...
been good, but like Balance is the bar to which none of the others have quite risen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had so much to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so much of that was well done.
Yeah.
And a lot of it,
Oh, go ahead, Deeps.
it was just really, really fun, too.
Yeah.
I think part of it was this was before Griffin had kids, so I think he had more time.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, and it was also before Griffin was even dating.
Was it?
Really?
Yes.
I remember the early days of the Bim Bam where he was lamenting the fact that he did not have a girlfriend, and then like slowly over time it's like, oh, I got a girlfriend. Ooh, I have a fiance. Ooh, I'm getting married.
Yeah. Adorable.
I don't know about y'all, but I've listened to every episode.
I had been. I went like back and started doing it and then dropped off because I do this thing where I'll listen to podcasts for a while and then not. So
Which
now
is
I have no
fine.
idea where I am and my brother and me. I know I
The good
never
thing is
caught
you
up.
can jump in whenever because it's not like a recurring story.
Yeah.
I will say I tried going back and listening to some older ones, but I found that it didn't make quite as much sense because the references were much older.
Yeah.
Like, there were things that I knew about, but it was weird hearing them so much after the event.
Like the Malaysian miners.
Yes. Like,
Chilean.
Chilean, sorry.
The farm wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
extreme restraints, Griffin's jingles.
Yeah.
I don't know what this little stick thing is for. That I'm...
A flag?
Is it for a flag?
Maybe.
Let me see.
Maybe.
feels like it would be like a little banner flag, right?
Maybe.
I would say a flag, a sign, or if that's a barn, like a crane thing.
I think it's supposed to be like the
Like a tavern.
lighthouse. Well, I thought it was like the lighthouse building next to it, like the
Oh,
where the
maybe.
lighthouse keeper would live. I don't know. I don't know. Oh gosh, there's a whole bunch under here that needs paint on it.
I wouldn't say I like that Merle is a deadbeat dad, but I think it's an interesting character choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, characters don't have to be perfect people.
Yeah.
That's true.
Not everybody can be Magnus Burnsides.
And sometimes it's more interesting to have a character that is
a truly
great.
flawed character.
Yeah.
Who's not a villain, but not necessarily a great person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really interesting though that like their dad was playing a deadbeat dad, because that's definitely not how they talk about him.
Yeah, by all accounts, Clint was a good dad.
Yeah.
Just makes it more interesting that Merle is not.
Playing against type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had told me the outcome with the Umbra staff when it was first introduced, I would not have believed you.
Mm.
Oh yeah, Taco's sister's soul is trapped in this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought Balance was really interesting story.
I would like to know how much of it was planned in advance and how much of it was Griffin just making shit up.
The very beginning of it was making shit up because they
the very beginning of it was an actual D&D
module. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
Have either of you played that module?
Yes, I played it with the Goose Network.
I was gonna say, I think I played it with you.
Yeah, I think that's how we met, Danny.
Look, everything blurs because a lot has happened in the last decade.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like I think that.
But yeah, I think that's one of the first games you and I played together.
Yeah.
Does anybody have like a favorite arc from Balance?
I really liked the ending arc. I thought it was really fun and interesting.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for watching things come together.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the 11th Hour, and I liked the Suffering game, which is the next one that's coming out. It's the Suffering game.
Yes.
I had difficulty with the Crystal Kingdom one just because I could not understand the Vocaloid.
Oh, yeah.
So it was much reading it made much more sense than trying to decipher, because I'd never heard of Vocaloid before, and at first I thought it was just noise, and then I was like, oh, there's words.
Yeah. I really do want to go back and like re-listen because it's been a long time, and like we're talking about certain parts and I'm like, I don't remember parts of this. Yeah. Like I remember the Umbra staff. I forgot about the Vocaloid. The Crystal Kingdom was the time loop one, right?
No, that's the 11th Hour. Shit. The Crystal Kingdom is the one where they're in space. I think they're in space. There's also like an evil robot and a creepy elevator.
Oh, okay.
Up see your lifting friend.
Yes, I remember that.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's been years, so I need to go back.
Hodgepodge.
Hodgepodge, yeah.
Every time I use Mod Podge, all I can think of is Hodgepodge, the quiz robot. Yeah, I like the Adventure Zone.
Me too.
It's pretty much the only RPG pod I listen to anymore. I mean, I listen to ours because I edit it, but like,
but that's about the only reason.
I'm not caught up on Critical Role. I'll give it another go if they do another campaign, but I'm way too far behind.
Say for Critical Role, I went ahead and subscribed to Beacon.
What is that?
That is their app.
Yeah, it's their payment or their
their
streaming on demand.
Mm.
Yeah.
And the reason I did that is because with the increase in Twitch, it's the same price as subscribing to their Twitch stream, but it's got stuff that I will actually use, not just like emoticons that I don't use in a chat because I don't chat because there are too many people in it.
Yeah.
But they have Critical Role abridged now that they're putting out.
I've seen them posting those on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
They're still long though.
They are, but it's like an hour and a half instead of 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm finding that a little more manageable. And I'm starting into campaign 3 again. I don't know. Those characters just haven't worked for me the same way as campaign 2 characters.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about
what happened to me. Yeah.
Campaign 2 characters over campaign 1 characters. But also I took 4 months to get caught up on campaign 1 before I could go to a live show. So like,
and your cat is named Molly Mock.
Yes, Molly Mock died, and that's where I stopped in campaign 2.
Oh, okay.
Because I was not a fan. Not that I don't like Caduceus, I just thought Molly Mock was very interesting, and I was really sad that he died.
Yeah.
I know that there are things that have happened afterward. I would probably get back into it, but it also became like one of those moments in my life where like other things were taking priority.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'll wait until the show comes out.
Do you think they will do a show?
They already announced that they were going to.
Of the second season? Or second campaign?
Yeah.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Yeah. Of the Mighty Nine.
Yep, they're getting
missed that.
Earlier last year is when they talked about it. Excuse me. But yeah.
Have you all done a Critical Role one?
We have not.
No, not yet. Not yet. I think if we do, we'll probably do the like animated series, Danny.
Maybe after the animated series wraps, that would be a good time.
Yeah.
There was at one point in time there were discussions about a Taz TV show, but I think it fell apart.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think because they did like some pilots for also My Brother and Me.
Yeah.
They did a full season of My Brother and Me, but it was on one of those dorky little streaming services that like died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It was okay.
Yeah.
I just don't think the medium or the concept translates that well.
No.
That being said, every time I see something that says Rancho on it, like Rancho Cucamonga, all I can think of is tarantulas. Because the first episode is them, they get a question from somebody asking how they can convince their partner to let them get a tarantula.
Oh, right.
And so they throw a parade in Huntington for tarantulas, and they're like, well, maybe if we rename them to something less scary, like Ranchos.
Oh no.
And I get a lot of use out of the gif of Griffin with the little scrolling text that says, you know.
It's true. It's true.
And every time, like, my brain is just a constant stream of memes and references, because anytime I hear the word pornography, all I can hear is Griffin McElroy saying, I think there should be pornography for birds.
I mean, I'm kind of the same, because like I also get songs stuck in my head. So
One
someone
of
will
these
say,
days, I'm gonna like write down every single meme that like goes through my head while I'm at work, because I'll just be like picking out, like, somebody orders a hammer. I'll be like, you want a big boy or you want a little boy? A little boy.
it's true.
Which is another McElroy thing.
There's a lot of McElroy in that head of yours.
Yeah.
They're funny.
They are.
I listened to Mabim Bam Taz and Sawbones. I could not get into Schmanners, and I could not get into Wonderful.
Mm.
They're both in my rotation, but yeah, they're not.
I from what I've heard of Sawbones, I have liked it. I think when they did the my brother and me in the city that I saw them in, it was Sawbones that kind of opened for them.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a little bit of that before. I enjoyed it, but like, I don't know. I get bored with podcasts sometimes.
And that's fine.
The
Currently
only
I have like 5 gigs of downloaded podcasts on my phone.
Yeah, because
I'm not driving 2 hours every day anymore.
True. The only one that I am trying to keep up with is the Redacted Reports, because I do very much enjoy it. But my brain just, sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going along, I'm listening to it as it comes out, and then something happens and I have to stop listening, and then I fall weeks behind.
Yeah, unfortunately, that happens sometimes.
Yeah, Schmanners has some good episodes, but after listening to the few episodes I wanted to, I didn't really enjoy the other episodes that I didn't immediately grab me by the title. That is fair.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about
I can only take Travis in small doses.
He feels like an exhausting person. I not in a bad way, but like,
yeah, I'm sure he's fine, but I'm just so low energy. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's exhausting listening to him because he's so on all the time, which, like, nothing wrong with that. It's just, it's too much for me.
Yeah.
That's a valid personality thing. You know, some of us are introverts that get worn out by watching people do that much peopling.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It is fantastic that there are people who are like that. I am not that kind of people.
Yeah. Infinite diversity and infinite combinations, as they say on the Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got started listening to the Star Trek podcast by Maximum Fun, The Greatest Generation.
Oh yeah.
Off of an ad, off of Mabim Bam.
Is it good?
To be determined.
I'm still listening to it. I've listened to every episode of that as well.
Okay.
However, early eps, like the whole of Next Gen, is a little bit painful because they're finding their feet, which is normal.
Mm-hmm.
And they're making some cancelable jokes.
Ooh.
Oh no.
There was a long running bit of Picosby and how Captain Picard had the hots for Wesley.
Oh.
And that thankfully has gone away.
Thank God.
Yeah, it was not good. as they've found their feet and the show has developed over time, I think it's improved. They've made better choices.
Good.
They're more sensitive to things like that, and they just started Star Trek Enterprise, which is the last of like the original bunch of Star Trek. I'm not enjoying it as much, but I'm thinking it's because I didn't really watch much
Enterprise.
of Enterprise. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my favorite season of Greatest Generation was Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
They also have a spin-off series called Greatest Trek, which is all the new Star Trek stuff of like Discovery and Strange New Worlds, and I enjoy those as well.
Oh yeah. It's so weird. I really do love Star Trek, but like I'm not.
How did I not know this about you?
Because I don't watch it a lot and I don't talk about it. But it is literally one of the mediums that my mom and I kind of bonded over. Like, we absolutely love Star Trek, but we don't watch it. Like,
if you choose any of the new Star Treks to watch, Lower Decks.
Is that the animated one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's hysterical. My parents didn't like it.
We did start watching Discovery? Yeah.
Discovery is a time. I think I watched the first 3 seasons.
Is it Discovery? Hold on.
The one with like time travel and Michael Burnham and Sonequa Martin Green.
I don't think so. Hold on.
And Michelle Yeoh.
Is that the one that has Quantum Leap? What's his name?
No, that's Enterprise.
Okay, that's Enterprise.
Scott Bakula?
Yeah.
Scott Bakula.
He will always be from Quantum Leap.
This might not be the one that I'm thinking of. There's a newer one that came out recently, correct?
Strange New Worlds.
It's that one that we started watching.
That I enjoyed quite a bit.
Yeah. It's so weird because like I remember watching some of it, but it was never one of those things that we were like, we are always watching this. Always. It's not one of those things. So we just like caught the episodes when we did kind of thing. It was never like a turn away.
I had like a deal on Paramount Plus. Like get X amount of months for Y amount of money. And so I caught all of Lower Decks, all of Strange New Worlds, and then I just couldn't bring myself to watch seasons 4 and 5 of Disco. I just was like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad.
You will watch the Star Trek.
You will watch the Star Trek. It is one of those things that like I do really love Star Trek. I like it over Star Wars. I at heart am more of a Trekkie than a Star Wars person. And for me it's more of a, because it's a future situation, it feels like, oh, maybe that could be our life one day.
It gives you hope.
Star
Trek is like fascism.
Yeah.
The bad guys win.
Yeah. So yeah. But also just like I find it more fun. And like though granted I do love that Star Wars has lightsabers.
I have always liked both. I have fond childhood memories of watching the VHS tapes in the special edition box set of Star Wars with my dad. But one of my earliest memories of when we still lived in California, which we moved away from there when I was 3.5.
Oh, wow.
Is being up late with the flu, watching Star Trek. Next Generation, sitting with my dad in this very chair, actually. And it was the episode where Tasha Yar dies. And when I rewatched it again as a teenager, I was like, I remember this. And it was like, and as a young child, I had this terrible fear of Worf. I had a nightmare about Worf, and that just completely turned me off of Klingons at that time.
I do, and I do kind of like, one of the things that I would love to do is just go back and like watch. I don't want to say all of Star Trek because that's so much.
That's a lot. Yeah.
That's a lot, and then I have to deal with William Shatner, and boy, do I not like that man.
Yeah.
But there's things that I've absolutely loved about, Star Trek and all that jazz. And I think one of the reasons that I'm not a Star Wars person is because Mom went to see it when it first came out, and the hype for it was too much hype, and she didn't like it. And so, like, it wasn't one of those things that Star Wars was in the house very much. Not because she was like, this is the devil or anything like that. It was just like, eh. So the movies of Star Wars that I have seen, Phantom Menace, Episode 1, and then Rise of the Skywalker. Oh, is it? No, I'm sorry. The original first
Episode 4.
one. Yeah.
New Hope.
Star Wars.
Star Wars. Yeah. Episode 4. Fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. And then Rise of the Skywalker, which I fell asleep through. Because I had no basis of liking any of the characters because it was the last movie. But my friend was like, hey, we went and saw like one of your movies last weekend. Do you mind going to see one of mine? I'm like, yeah, sure. What are we seeing? And he's like, Rise of the Skywalker. And I was like, sure. I've never seen really any of the other ones.
I have not seen Rise of Skywalker because I am at a point in my life where I have realized that I cannot unwatch things.
Yeah.
And if I watch it, it's real. And I heard it was so bad. I do not want that experience.
Everybody I have talked to has been like, oh, it was so good. And I'm over here like, I was bored as shit.
I don't think I've talked to a single person who said Rise of Skywalker was good. I take that back. There was the one person I worked with who, she was a seasonal hire. And like day one, she told me how into Reylo she was. And I'm like, not a big fan. And she just talked about Reylo nonstop all the time. And then the movie came out, and like one of the first spoilers I read for it was like, oh, they made Reylo canon. I'm like, I am going to die. Because she was so smug about her ship going canon. And I'm like,
fuck off.
Congrats.
Yeah.
It's still gross to me.
Yeah.
Part of the reason it was gross to me is because I was on team Rey is Luke's daughter.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. But also they did make them siblings kiss in the originals, so like...
Yeah, they have a history of that, but...
Yeah.
I mean, this is a Dungeons and Dragons show, not a Star Wars.
This is a whatever starts to flow out of our mouths show.
Yeah, we do sort of just go with it, whatever it happens to be on any given day. But hey, I've repainted some rocks. They have more texture to them now.
They look really good, Danny.
You should get some of that fake moss from the craft store.
Ooh, I bet I could.
Hell yeah. Oh.
Circling back to Star Trek then, and more about my trauma. I was introduced to Star Trek by some kids I sat at the lunch table with in middle school, and my brain being what it is, I latched onto Star Trek and like was deep in the sauce of Star Trek. And There was one day where I was going off on some, theory tangent, and one of them, I don't even remember which one of them said it, but they were like, you know, we don't always have to talk about Star Trek. And that just like ruined me. I'm very reluctant to get excited about things around other people. Aww. And I keep to myself about the things that I like.
I'm kind of right there with you. I don't get overly excited about stuff because then it gets ruined, it seems
Lady
like.
Bedivere, you're exactly right. We do always have to talk about Star Trek.
Yes.
Well, and the thing is,
our next podcasty, we do always have to talk about Star Trek.
On this show, we can talk about, this is the place to talk about whatever we're currently obsessed with.
Correct. Or past obsessed with. Like, that's the whole thing, is we're not no. I will never tell you to stop talking about something you love. If for some reason I don't have the headspace to deal with things, I usually just go, hey broham, kind of having a hard day. And then like go, I would love to talk about this with you. I just can't right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but they just like completely snuffed my candle.
Aww. That sucks.
Yep.
I also don't deep dive into anything anymore either.
Is it just you don't have time for it, or you don't have the space for it? Or...
it's more of a, when I get excited about things, people shut me down.
Well, people suck. So
I just stopped.
Yeah.
People suck, and you are welcome to deep dive on anything with me. Just know that I will often do the same.
Mm-hmm. I just don't, like... And part of it is also just because of, like, the fact that I've had so many friends just, like, leave me for no reason, and I'm like, I'm the problem, obviously. So, like, I stop...
I'm the common denominator, so I must be the problem.
Correct.
Mindset.
Correct.
Well, I mean, in some cases, I'm the problem in that I choose the wrong people to hang out with.
I give people too much slack until they hang me with it.
Yeah. So, like how you were like, oh, I didn't know that you really like Star Trek. I really do. Because I don't talk about it. I was also really big into, like, Dragon Ball Z. Don't talk about it. Like, all of these things that I loved growing up, I don't.
Star Trek.
But yeah.
One big frustration I experienced fairly recently with being really into something was when I was really into... Why am I blurry? There we go. I was really into Red Dead Redemption, and no one else I knew had played it.
Oh no, that's always frustrating.
Okay, so here's the thing. Is Red Dead Redemption a third person game?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I will play it. I will play it unless...
I don't know if you will enjoy it.
I might.
You might. The storytelling is great.
It's about cowboys.
I have a lot of feelings about Red Dead Redemption.
I think you would be surprised at the things that I actually do enjoy. It's one of those things that, hey, once again, I don't talk about the things that I like. We don't talk about Deeble's interests. No. One of the interests...
done an Encanto episode?
What? We have not done an Encanto episode. We really should.
Oh, you could make candles.
Yeah.
That is a lot of hot wax near computer stuff that I don't want to do.
You could get, like, pre-made candles and, like, carve them.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That's better, because I'm, like, over here going... I literally dumped paint on myself the last time we were doing a craft like that.
Should just do a Lin-Manuel Miranda episode. I know you did Hamilton, but
We did do
you
Hamilton.
could lump Moana and
In the
I've never seen Moana.
Encanto and Vivo, which is about a Kikachu. Full circle.
Here we go.
I've not seen Moana. Not seen the other one. I've only seen Encanto. And The Return of Mary Poppins.
All right.
I almost did a cosplay of his character from Return of Mary Poppins.
Did you really?
I did. Like, I still have the picture on my phone of like my reference pictures, but I think the time has passed. Unless I was going to Disney.
Do it anyway, coward.
I also have a cross stitch on my, like, somebody shared a cross stitch on, I think it was like Irreverent Cross Stitch Designs or something. And it's like a black work outline of his character. And it's something, here, let me pull it up. It's literally on my desktop.
Bless.
It says, so when life is getting scary, be your own illuminary. And
Aww.
I fucking, like, it was, like, all I could think about for days was this cross-stitch design. I was like, I love this so much. And so I, like, went back in the post and I refound it. And I'm like, hey, do you have a pattern for this? Because I really love it. And she's like, oh, I don't. I might. Let me look. Never heard from her again.
Oh, no. I hate when that happens.
But I still have the picture of it, so someday maybe I could just work off the picture. But black work looks difficult.
You should, Lady Bedivere, because if we want to talk about obscure cosplays, I did Catherine McBride from the video game Catherine. She is not a character that is easily recognizable.
Is that the movie, the game that you played with me or for me?
Yes. That's the girlfriend of the main character.
Which one?
The human one. The one he's cheating on. I don't have any pictures of that.
He's such a slut.
He's such a slut. He did
not Catherine with a Q.
Oh my! You mean Quathrin?
Yes.
That's from the
later
remake. Yeah. Because it's
they
Catherine.
Made a third. They made it.
They did
There's
a
Catherine and C Catherine. There was a Q Catherine.
There's a Q Catherine. Yes, Quathrin. Quathrin is transgender.
Oh, that's right.
Good for Quem.
Yeah.
The only reference point I have for Catherine was our mutual friend who was my roommate and then your roommate.
Ah, yes.
I went over to her house once and her boyfriend at the time was just playing Catherine and we just sat there and watched him play Catherine and it was like,
it's a weird
thanks
game.
for having me over.
Yeah. The problem with Catherine though is there are two trans characters in that game, but they are horrifically transphobic to one of them. Like the designers are, and like in the game they're not, but like they use her like previous name, and I'm like, but all we know her as is Erica, so why would you do that? And I think they kind of fixed it in the like remake of the game, but it's still very much like, what?
That's not how we do it now, folks.
Yeah. Well, it's also Japan.
There was also the character that they like shoehorned into Hogwarts Legacy, where like in the coding she's like written as like Ladyboy or something.
Yep.
I hate when people are shitty.
Yeah.
Just be nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How many of us got that drilled into us as kids? If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all.
Yeah.
If you can't be nice, just go somewhere else.
So don't be a dick. Like, fuck off.
Don't ruin everything for everyone else because you're an ass.
Correct. Well, friendos, it's almost 9 o'clock.
Is it?
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah.
And I think don't be an ass is a good note to end on.
It is. I mean, it's always
Yep.
a good policy to have in life.
Yep.
Yep. What are we doing next time, Danny?
I don't know. I've been painting.
Do I know
You
how
can
to
do
get?
Encanto, you can do Star Trek, you can do Star Wars.
We could do
We've
all
already done
What's
sorts.
the
Star
other
Wars.
thing? You did Star Wars?
Yup.
We
I
did.
wasn't here for that episode.
Yeah, DB skipped out on
Actually, we've done 2 Star Wars because I have seen Rogue One
Oh.
because of this show, and I actually didn't hate it.
that one. Well, because it's not bad.
It's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I was sad that everybody died, but also that makes sense. But
I saw it like the week after Carrie Fisher passed away, and at the
oh,
very end, I was just tears.
yeah.
mhm.
It's like when I saw Wakanda Forever.
Mm.
Oof. I will side tangent about Wakanda Forever. I will never forgive the internet for when Chadwick Boseman was starting to look tired.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was like, he's so tired of doing the Wakanda Forever thing. People need to leave him alone. He was very sick,
Yeah.
but he was still doing it for fans.
Yeah.
It wasn't the fans, making him bored of it. He was just very unwell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hate people.
But on the same note, how are they supposed to know that he's not well versus just getting tired of it? Because people do get tired of their things.
That's true, but we
yeah.
should not assume.
Don't make assumptions. Yes.
Thanks, Letty Bedivere. I would love that. Yeah, because we did
What?
the. Oh, we also did the
Ooh.
Mandalorian. Forgot about that. I watched
Right, we
a
did
whole
that with
season
Joe.
of of the Mandalorian. It's my Star Wars watching habits is real fucked up.
I don't like Star Wars. Proceeds to watch a whole bunch of Star Wars.
Specifically for this show.
Sorry.
I watched Phantom Menace when I was a child. And then
And then nothing for ages, and then Danny comes along and she's like, watch all these things.
well, yeah, there was that, but also the fact is I was like, oh, one of the things that has really turned me off of watching Star Wars is the fact that there are so many people that'll go, well, you have to watch it like this.
The gatekeeping is a huge
Yeah.
turnoff.
Yeah.
The Star Wars fandom is one of the worst.
Yep. It's the other reason why I never got into Pokemon. The fan base is a little, ooh, hooray. Hey.
I just saw somebody who we could raid out to hop onto Twitch.
Is it Vanna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we will do that. But give me a second because I'm all painty.
That's fine. Do you want me to start the raid? I can do that.
Sure.
As a person who can do things. What am I? A mod. That's what it is.
Did you look to see what we're doing next time?
No. Guess we'll all find out together.
It'll be a surprise.
We'll put something in the Discord, so keep an eye out there, and I'll try to put something a little bit earlier than day of.
Well, it might be Scooby-Doo.
I think
'cause
so. We talked about Scooby-Doo. I think Scooby-Doo might
Yeah.
be the next one.
And I think we were talking about Scooby-Doo and still working on projects because we have so many.
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff that we just haven't finished. We start a lot of things here.
But also, something else that many people don't know, I'm a fucking Scooby-Doo fanatic.
Ooh.
It is one of my fucking favorite things ever. I also have feelings, Lady Bedivere. Message me. But yeah, we're gonna raid out to Rend. They are playing a TTRPG. How have we never talked about? I don't know, because I don't talk to people about my special interests.
Also,
talk
just
about people.
putting this out there, we grabbed E last minute for today because
True.
we got
So
the
Lady
message.
Benevere.
Anyone that is interested in hanging out with us and talking about your special interest, hit us up.
Well, you have to be cool though.
Well, but if you're in our chat already,
But you
you're
had me
probably
on.
cool.
You're cool. How dare you speak about my friend that way? But yes, I am always down to talk about the do. The do.
I love that you call it the
Scoobert.
do.
I fucking love him so much. Look, I am not cool, but I talk about a lot of dumb shit. Let's talk about dumb shit together.
Yeah, we are always up for adding extra passion to this show because some of the stuff we're just like vaguely interested in. Some of it we're super passionate about. But if someone else is super passionate, let's embrace that, man.
Let's get weird. All right, I'm gonna hit the raid button now.
All right, we'll see you all in 2 weeks.
All right, gang. Thanks for
Bye.
coming.
Thanks. Bye.
Did it work?
I don't know.
Thanks for having me.
Shit, did it not work? Hold on. I thought I did
Technical
the thing.
difficulties.
Son of a bitch. See ya. Why did that not work? Raid.
Oh gosh. You know what? I'll transition to our end screen as you send us away, maybe?
I'm trying, but there's not a raid command on here.
What? Well, hold on. I can put down my paintbrush.
Maybe you can do it?
Yeah, I've got a raid channel button.
This is hippity dippity bullshit. So I should be able to raid my friends. We gotta change moderator powers, Lynn. Raid.
There we go.
Anna.
Start raid.
Oh, there you go. Grand.
Hey.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for coming.